Hello everyone. So welcome you all to Ashok Tutorials. Well, before starting my video, I would like to wish you all a very happy new year. May God bless you with everything you desire for, and may God bless you that you pass your MTET examination very well. So I pray and I wish that each and every one of you connected with Ashok Tutorials successfully pass this MTET examination. So with new year, with new blessings, with new day, with new hour, with new time, we shall start everything afresh, right? So this is the first video in new year 2024. So I hope that you all will give enough of love and support to Ashok Tutorials. All right, so we have been together for 8 months now. So in in the month of April, we will be completing one full year. So Ashok Tutorials channel will be 1 year old in the month of April. So now we are 8 months old. So let's see what we do, how we do, and how to go about. Well, so as we all know that on the 21st of January we have CTET examination, right? And some of you are preparing for CTET examination. So these videos are for you guys, but it does not mean that it is only for CTET. Of course, this also applies to MTET exam. As you know that the syllabus of both MTET as well as CTET is quite similar. So whether you study for CTET or you study for MTET, you are benefited in both ways, right? So I have already made the videos on Piaget, the first video. Then secondly I made on Leo Vygotsky, and today the third video I will be making on Lawrence Kohlberg. So who is Lawrence Kohlberg? So Lawrence Kohlberg is a psychologist, all right, who gave the theory of moral development. So let us see what did Lawrence Kohlberg did or he has to say to us. So let us see. Well, so as you can see the picture of Lawrence Kohlberg, so generally we just call him as Kohlberg, right? So Lawrence Kohlberg was a psychologist known for his work in the field of moral development. All right, in the field of what? In the field of moral development. Moral means what? See, moral means the ethics, right? Morals, see, we all study moral science in our school time, right? We have studied moral science. So what does moral science teach us? It teaches us how to respect our elders, how to respect our friends, how to treat our elders, our juniors. So all those morals, right? How to behave, how to respect, how to pray. Then all these different types of behaviors are taught through moral science, right? So here Kohlberg has given us the theory of moral development. So he proposed that a widely influential theory, right? So, and his theory was influenced by Jean Piaget. So after watching the work of Jean Piaget, Kohlberg decided that he should come up with his own theory of moral development. So all right, let me make it a little big, no, for you. All right, this way I think I should make it. Yes. So Kohlberg's theory, often referred to as the stage of moral development. See, Kohlberg's theory is generally known as what? Generally known as moral development, stages of moral development. All right. So outline of the progression of moral reasoning, and he believes that moral reasoning is a very crucial part of children's development. So his theory consists of 6 stages. His theory consists of 6 stages and 3 levels. So you have to remember this is very important. So Kohlberg's theory has got 6 stages and 3 levels, which means every level has got two stages. All right, so this is very important, you have to remember this. So let's start. All right, so the first level is called pre-conventional level. The first level is called pre-conventional level, the second level is called conventional level, and the third level is called post-conventional level. So all these 3 levels have got two stages, as you can see in the video. So what do you see? Pre-conventional level. So pre-conventional level has got 2 stages, that is stage 1 and stage 2. Let us see what does stage 1 have. So stage 1 says punishment and obedience orientation. So at this stage, what happens? Individuals focus on avoiding punishment. Moral decisions are based on the fear of authority and consequences of one's action. Now what happens? See, when the children are at this stage, punishment and obedience orientation takes place, which means this basically targets the school going children. All right, so school going children up to the age of 12, up to the age of 10. So here what happens? See, you might have seen children at your home, right? Your own child or your nephews or niece, you might have seen that they are what? They are afraid of punishment, right? If you say, if you see, do not play with the teacups, do not play with the teacups, or do not play with the remote, or else I will give you a slap, right? Or your papa will scold you, don't play with that. So the child will keep the remote in its place, fearing that the father will scold or the father will beat up the child, slap the child, right? So this is what this is: fear of the punishment. Fear of the punishment and obedience, which means the child is afraid that he will be punished if he do not obey his parents. So this is what Kohlberg speaks on the first stage of pre-conventional level. All right, let's go to the second stage of pre-conventional level. So instrumental relativist orientation. This stage involves a more self-centered perspective. Individuals consider the benefit they gain from an action and make moral decisions based on their own needs. Now here, in instrumental relativist orientation, what happens is that here this stage is also known as tit for tat, which means the child in this stage is in such a in such a phase of development, cognitive development, that if suppose there are two children, suppose child A and child B, if child A has broken the car of child B, the child B will also try to break the car of child A, which means tit for tat. Or if suppose a child A gives a biscuit to child B and child B is eating chips, so the child A will also expect that child B will give him the chips, right? Which means they think that if I give something, I should also get something. So this is the this is the mindset which the child have in instrumental relativist orientation, that is in pre-conventional level. So let's go to the second level now, that is conventional level. Now good interpersonal relationships. So at this stage, what happens? Individual starts to consider the expectations and approval of others. Moral decisions are made to maintain positive relationship and to live up to societal norms. Now here, when see, by the word interpersonal, you understand that this means interpersonal means related to the people. So as we all know that every one of us, we lives in a society, as we know that no man is an island, which means that we cannot stay in isolation. So which means that we stay in a society, we stay in a family, we stay in a community, and we have different type of cultures. So what happens in this, when a child is in conventional stage, or I mean conventional level, and in stage 3, that is good interpersonal relationship, he is able to build good interpersonal relationship. He knows what are good things he should do and what are the bad things he should not do, what the society expects of him. So all those things the child knows in this stage. Now maintaining social order, now that is the stage 4. So maintaining social order, this stage involves focus on societal laws and rules. Moral decisions are guided by a desire to maintain social order and uphold the broader social contract. Now here what happens in this stage, the child is he knows the rules. For example, we can say traffic rules. So the child knows that if I do not wear, or if somebody is not wearing a helmet, then he will be punished, right? He will be punished. Or if if somebody steals, then that is also a crime, so he or she will be punished again, right? So the child comes to know that what are the do's and don'ts of the society, or what are the rules, what are the laws he should follow. He comes to know that there are different categories based on the age, that is what is the child expected of doing, what are the different rules set for the child, what are the different rules set for the adult, So the child comes to know under this. All right, now let's go to the last level, that is post conventional level, stage 5. So social contract and individual rights. Individual at this stage recognize the importance of social contract and agreements. They understand that different perspectives exist and that rules can be changed for the greater good. All right, now see, social contract and individual rights. Now see, here in this stage, the people, they understand that, you know, they understand that there are certain rules, there are certain social contracts or agreements which the citizens of the country should accept. But however, they also know that when they feel that their rights are being violated, or when they feel that, you know, they are discriminated or they are treated inferiorly, so, you know, they also know that they can fight back. So as you can see that, you know, Chakka Ban or the Bharat Ban is going on, right, in all over India. So you can see that the people, they are showing non-cooperation, right, non-cooperation with the government, because the government have passed the law on hit and run, right, hit and run. So they have increased the fine also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, around 7 lakhs, and then also the term imprisonment of 10 years, right. So that's why the drivers, they are in a very much chaos, you know, they are like, they say like the accidents are not caused intentionally, right. So accidents just happen, nobody does the accident intentionally, so it happens by chance. So this is what the drivers and all has to say across the country. So that is how they are trying to oppose the law, right. So this falls under this stage. Now universal principles, this is the highest stage of moral development according to Kohlberg. Individuals at this stage are guided by universal ethical principles such as justice, equality, and human dignity, rather than by specific societal rules. So here, you know, this is the highest level of the moral development. And here what happens, the people are guided by the principles, different types of principles, that is principles of justice. So they believe in justification, you know, they believe that everybody, despite of the rules, whatever the rule might be there, but justice should be done to the, you know, deprived people. Justice should be there, equality should be there, human dignity should be there. The you know, the deprived person or the people should be treated with dignity. He or she should not be looked down, even though there might exist different type of laws, but these things should be kept in mind, right. Now let us see what we have. So it is important to note that not everyone reaches the highest stage of moral development. Yes, we also have to believe that not everybody will reach this highest level of development. All right, so we have to believe that as well. See, this is the slide, so you can just what you can do is that you can make your own notes from this slide. All right, so, and there were certain factors why, like, you know, people, they did not accept Kohlberg's theory, and they, you know, they criticized it. So one of the reason was that that Kohlberg included only the boys in his research, boys up to the age of 17. So up to the age of 17, boys were involved in this, you know, in Kohlberg's moral development, this one research. So he did not include any female. So that's why these Kohlberg's moral development theory is also known as gender biased theory. So we believe that it was a gender biased theory because he did not take the opinion of the girl child. So if had he taken the opinions of even the girl child, there might have been different type of responses, right. But since he took only the responses from the boys up to the age of 17, so there were like, you know, different type of feedbacks or different type of reasons given by them. So his theory is criticized for gender biasness and also for culture. So different, you know, he studied only, has been specific culture, so has been criticized for cultural and gender biases. So he you know, since he focused only on his country, right, he focused on his country and his people. So we believe that the culture in India will be different, the culture in Nepal will be different, the culture in Japan will be different, right. So maybe his theory might not be so effective if we go through the cultures. or the gender. So you should remember these two terms as that Kohlberg's theory was criticized because it was gender biased and culture biased. So here comes a story. Whose story? Here comes the story of a person, right? So his name is Heinz. So Heinz dilemma. This, and you know, whenever you hear Lawrence Kohlberg's name, you will always hear this Heinz dilemma story. So what happens here? In Kohlberg's research on moral development, he often presented individuals' moral development. All right. So this is the story here. So the Heinz dilemma involves a man. So there was a man. Once upon a time, there was a man. So he was a married man and he lived with his wife. However, one fine day, his wife got terminally ill, seriously ill she was, and there was he needed a specific medicine for her treatment. So he took her to the hospital, but the doctors, they asked him to get that medicine, and that medicine was very, very costly. And the person who made that medicine, or who was in possession of that medicine, he was demanding a very, very high price, which was not possible for Heinz to pay or get the medicine and save his wife. So in this situation, what he would have done, so he have got different type of choices, whether to let his wife he has a choice that he should let his wife die, because if he steal, that is against the law. Or he have another option that he can steal the medicine and save his wife and go to the jail. And the last option he had was he can steal the medicine, save his wife, and need not go to the jail, because according to Heinz, this is something not a crime, because he is saving somebody else's life. So on the basis of Heinz story, the research was done. So in this particular research, the boys were selected up to the age of 17, and these boys were given the questionnaires or whatever, and they were asked, they were narrated the story, and they were asked to choose, like, if they were Heinz, suppose if they were in place of Heinz, which option would they have chosen? To save their wife, to let the wife die, or to steal the medicine and surrender to the police, or to steal the medicine and not to surrender to the police? To which one should have he chosen? So according to Kohlberg, so according to the students he has selected for his studies. So this was Heinz story. So since we do not have much time, that's why I'm not going so much into detail of all this. I just want you to take note of all this and make your own specific small notes, because we do not have got enough time. So today is already 5th of January 2024. So hardly we have got 2 weeks. So your exam is on 21st, right? So please get ready, study nicely, do not get nervous. All the CDP portions are there in my channel, and playlist is there. So you please, I always suggest you, I always request you, advise you to study the CDP very, very nicely, because once you master your CDP, you have a very, very high tendency, you have a very high chance of passing the CTET examination or MTET examination. As I always tell you, that all the subjects, they have got CDP, maths, be it maths, science, social science, environmental science, mathematics, language 1, language 2, whatever, everything has got CDP in it. So please try to master your CDP. So this is all in this video. So thank you everyone for staying connected with Ashok Tutorials, and my apologies for not being able to upload the videos for quite some time. Well, so this is the video. We are starting our new year with Kohlberg. So let's see how is Kohlberg going to help us in our examination. So I hope each and every one of you will do well in exam, right? So all right, so I have already explained. So the basic, in a nutshell, we can see that Kohlberg's theory is known as a theory of moral development, right? Then he has given 3 levels, and each level has got two stages. So Level 1 is known as pre-conventional stage, level 2 is known as conventional stage, and level 3 is known as post-conventional stage. So and then they have got what? They have got the stages. So what are the stages? Punishment and in pre-conventional you have punishment and obedience orientation, instrumental relativist orientation. Then in conventional level you have good interpersonal relationship and maintaining the social order you have. Then post-conventional level you have social contract and individual rights, and the last you have universal principles, right? And then there was a small story of Hines. So if you are interested, you can go through by yourself and study the story of Hines. So this was all in this video. Thank you everyone for staying connected with Ashok Tutorials. Have a good day.